What's happening, vinyl community? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you guys are when you're watching this. Just got back from a weekend trip to see a friend of mine. Did a little digging, got to hang out with his family, and actually came back with a grail. So I figured this would be a good time for a collection update. And before I get started, my taste in music, if you follow this channel and you know me on a personal level, you know they're all over the place. But this time around, there's only two genres of music that I'm going to be showing you. And before I get into it, I have to give another shout out to Dylan at Noble Records, a friend of mine, and a lightener of the wallet from time to time. Dylan actually got me into this genre of music, and at times I really wish he didn't, because if you think collecting like psych and OG jazz pressings are hard, these are even harder, and there's a lot less of them out there. So without further ado, let's get started. The first two actually came from a seller that Dylan introduced me to. He's out of California, really nice guy, and has a lot of this category of music. Recently, Dylan has gotten me into Zamrock / Afrobeat, and I've always been a little bit hesitant because of the fact that there's not a lot of them out there. They're even rare to find in playable condition. Most of them are usually torched, and for anybody that's not familiar with that term, basically it means they're almost unplayable, if not unplayable. It's just a rarity. Africa is a very, very, very unforgiving place when it comes to things like vinyl. The pressing plants were not the best of quality, so even if you find one that's playable, you're going to most likely have crackle. It's just the way it is. But anyway, Dylan introduced me to the seller, and so I sent him a list, and he's working on it. But this was one that he actually put up that I had been looking for, and it was at the very top of my list. This is Tony Allen, plays with Africa 70. Sorry about the glare, guys. Progress. This is a original Nigerian pressing on Coconut Records. Visually, about G plus to VG. Plays better, plays about VG to VG minus. Again, with these kind of albums, you cannot be as picky as you would with like a jazz album or newer stuff. I mean, this stuff is not easy to come by. Tony Allen was more of a drummer along the lines of think like Art Blakey, but more funky. But this is an absolute banger of an album. The jacket is a reproduction, but the vinyl is original. There's only 3 of these on Discogs right now. They're all out of Europe, and they're all G+. So, this one plays with a minimum amount of crackle, and it's a loud album. It's very funky. So, for me, until I can find another one, if I can find another one, this is my forever copy. This next one is actually one that I was not looking for, but the same seller posts albums for sale on Instagram most of the time during the week, and you have to be quick. He posted this, and I listened to it. It's like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. I really like it. Turns out this is an absolute unicorn. This is Youngsters Band. Again, sorry for the glare, guys. I'm probably going to butcher this, but D.C. Biber. This is a original 1975 Donna pressing on Ofo Brothers Records. Unlike the Tony Allen, this one actually visually is a bit cleaner. It's got some marks and stuff, but plays VG+. When I picked this up, I was mostly just, I was interested in music, and it's like, it was clean considering where it came from. There is a listing of this on Discogs. This album has never been sold on Discogs, and nobody has it, except me. So again, that comes back to how rare these are to find in the wild. There's just not a lot of these out there. If you watch Dylan's channel, Noble Records, he's got multiple videos about African albums, and like he's upgraded multiple times. So, but really happy to have this. I've actually got a few more that I have purchased from the same seller, which will be in a future video, and they should be coming sometime next week. But you know, great start to the collection, and it's only going to get bigger. These last ones are actually all jazz. This first one was actually featured in a video on its own because it was the #1 grail that I had been looking for 3+ years, #1 grail 2023. So it needed to be in this video. This is John Coltrane, Love Supreme. This is an original mono pressing. Very, very, very clean for what it is. Now, it's got a few pressing bubbles, but I've already, play tested it multiple times. Plays VG++, Van Gelder stamp, whole ball of wax. I had an original stereo pressing. If you follow my channel again and watch the unboxing video, I explained I had an original stereo pressing of this because I couldn't find a mono, and they're very expensive now. But I lucked into this one in a place that I never expected to find it. I was able to sell some stuff in a pinch and add this to my collection, and it is one of the gems of my collection, and I'm very, very happy to have this. If you do not have this, I can't say it enough. You don't have to spring for an original. Acoustic Sounds is a really awesome reissue of this. It's a must-have album. Jazz, whatever, it is a must-have album. You gotta have it. You gotta add it to your collection. This next one was actually one that I owned previously, but I wanted to upgrade. I did a trade with a gentleman in California. It was another seller that I discovered, bought from him before. He had this album for sale for a while. Reached out and said, hey, you interested in my Love Supreme stereo? He was. We did the trade straight up. He's happy, and I'm very happy. This is Blue Note 4222, Lee Morgan cornbread. Features Jackie McLean, Hank Mobley, Herbie Hancock, Larry Ridley, and Billy Higgins. This is a New York label mono. This album came out during the time where Blue Note was being bought by Liberty. So you've got Liberty labels, and then you've got the old stock New York labels, and that's actually what I was looking for, was the old stock New York labels. It plays really nice, really clean copy. Sick. Back of the jacket's reasonably clean. And it's front cover apart from a little bit of ring wear. It's nice copy, and these have crept up in price too, surprisingly. For a while there, everybody was focusing on the older releases, and as time has gone on, more attention's been put on the Liberty years in regards to albums. But this is, it's Lee Morgan. You really can't go wrong with Lee Morgan, and this is an absolute banger of an album. And I'm happy to have this back in the collection, and especially in a mono with New York labels. I'm very, very happy to have this. This next one, I don't think I actually featured this in a video. I thought I did. If I did, correct me if I'm wrong. Joe Henderson's work on Blue Note is particularly hard to come by. They don't come up for sale very often, and they're not cheap. Mike at the In-Groove, actually in Phoenix, Arizona, actually came across a collection, and he's been piecing it out here and there. But this next one actually came up for sale through Whatnot. Now, he did say it had a pressing defect on it. Said he tested it. It didn't have any issues, but it could have issues depending on your turntable. But I took a chance on it, got it at a really good price, got it in, play tested it, no issues whatsoever. This is Joe Henderson, page 1. This is a second press, aka transitional pressing. The difference between this and a true first pressing is quite literally it's missing the plastolite P/ear in the dead wax. It's got the Van Gelder stamp, it's got the standard Blue Note labels, the whole deal. That is the only difference between a true first pressing and this. And again, these transitional pressings, not a lot of them come up for sale. So, you know, it was nice to find this one. But this features Kenny Dorham on trumpet, Joe Henderson on tenor sax, McCoy Tyner on piano, Butch Warren on bass, and Pete LaRocca on drums. Really nice example. Really happy to have this. First pressings of this in both mono and stereo do not come up very often. They're quite expensive. So I got this for a fraction of the price. It plays great. Really happy to have it. And you know, if I ever get a first pressing that's comparable, I will pass this on. But until then, really happy to have it. And this last one is actually another grail that was high up on my list, but I didn't expect to find it again so soon. 2023 has been an awesome year for me, guys. It's going to be interesting to see what the rest of the year gives me. But there's a store in Colorado Springs that I stopped by called Leech Pit Records. Adam's a very good guy, and always has some amazing stuff out there in his shop. He's not just a record shop; it's vintage clothing and all sorts of stuff. But I'm there for the wax. So I brought some stuff out of collection I wasn't listening to, got some store credit, and while I was waiting for him to finish, I found this digging through the racks and knew I had to have it. This is Prestige 7166, working with the Miles Davis Quintet. This features John Coltrane, Red Garland, Paul Chambers, and Philly Joe Jones. This is a original pressing. Bergenfield, New Jersey, Fireworks labels. It's got a couple sleeve marks, but that's about it. Adam definitely grades on the conservative side, the very conservative side. To me, this would be a VG Plus, easy. I have play tested it. You know, back of the jacket's got a little bit of staining, but not too bad. Seams are solid. You know. No splits, very little wear at all. Presents really nice. But I play tested it, plays solid VG Plus. You know, with Miles Davis, everybody focuses on Kind of Blue, Bitches Brew, things like that. To me, if you truly want an example of Miles' work, go for the three. Working, Cooking, and Steaming off of Prestige. These are amazing albums, and the lineup is absolutely insane. I was really, really excited to find this in there, and the price I got it for, I was very, very happy. And you know, usually I try to find one or two things, and believe me, there was plenty of stuff to take home, but this had to come home with me, so used most of my trade credit on this, and walked away with a little bit of cash in my wallet. So it was a good day. But that's it, guys. You know, it's been a pleasure as always. I always love sharing this stuff with you. Doesn't matter if I only get 5 views or whatever. I really enjoy doing this with you guys. Really enjoy showing you, you know, stuff that I've acquired and sharing whatever knowledge that I've gained and everything else. But if you like what you see, please click like and subscribe. It's been a pleasure as always, and you guys have a great day, and we will talk again soon. You guys take it easy.